Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curament is your answer. Curament is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curament and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by the Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, and Valley Paint and Hardware. Come in, we're local.
Good evening. Welcome to Vernon Vibes. As always, I love to be with you folks, and particularly at this time of the year. As we're recording this evening's program, my mind is somewhat occupied by the decision as to whether or not this evening we will in fact hold our Christmas tree lighting, and I'm sure by the time you see this that decision will have been made, but it brings to my mind this season, the season of our holidays. In my house it's Merry Christmas, in yours it may be Happy Hanukkah or any other number of appropriate greetings that really share the spirit of this time of year. And that spirit, I think, at least throughout my lifetime, has been to seek peace on earth, goodwill toward men. And so I'd like to open this evening by wishing each and every one of you peace on earth and goodwill to you. Your participation in my activities and your faithful following of Vernon Vibes has been a tremendous support for me as I have labored to be the mayor of Vernon Township. So I thank you for that at this time of the year, and I wish for you and your family the blessings of the season. May your life be filled with joy and love and peace at this time of the year. I'll be back in just a minute.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curament is your answer. Curament is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curament and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by the Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, and Valley Paint and Hardware. Come in, we're local.
Welcome back. As is the case, and those of you who have watched this program for the past 2.5 years know that we attempt to record it on the morning after a Vernon Township council meeting, and we did in fact have one last evening, and it was, I believe, an excellent meeting in many respects. One of the highlights was in fact celebrating and recognizing through a proclamation the 50 years of service provided to Vernon Township by the Vernon Volunteer Ambulance Squad. It was, I have to say, it was a moving experience for myself because sitting where I sit, I know what it would cost the taxpayers of Vernon Township if we ever had to have a paid fire company and paid ambulance squad. The volunteers in our community are truly the backbone of the services that are provided to you, the residents in Vernon Township. And I've come to see what wonderful people they are. Today, to ride a volunteer ambulance in Vernon Township, or for that matter in New Jersey and probably in most states, the amount of study that goes into becoming an EMT and becoming certified, which are all requirements, is equivalent to going to through a college level course in nursing or other fields of medical care. It's not just put on a uniform and jump on the ambulance and have some fun. It takes a tremendous amount of study. And so I was particularly happy to be able to say publicly last evening at the council meeting, and again today on Vernon Vibes, thank you to all the members of our emergency services, but in this particular month, the Vernon Ambulance Squad, which is our oldest, 50 years of service to Vernon Township. And I would just ask each of you to remember them at this holiday time, and remember them as well year-round. I know that at Christmas, there's a lot of giving that goes on. There's a good feeling that comes from giving to those who don't expect it, and in this case, I'm asking you to support the Vernon Ambulance Squad in any way that you can at Christmas, and add them to your donor list if you'd be kind enough. In addition to the proclamations, there was in fact some serious business that was handled. The council decided that reorganization for the Vernon Township government, town council, and government would take place at the traditional time and place in Vernon Township, which is noon on New Year's Day. 12 noon, New Year's Day, here at the Municipal Center. The new officers of the council will be nominated and sworn in. Appointments, mayoral appointments, with the advice and consent of the council, will be addressed, and we will get about organizing the Vernon Township municipal government for 2015. So I invite you all, and would ask you to circle it on your calendar. If your head isn't aching too much from the evening before, come on out. It's a great way to see your government in action, and it's usually a very, very nice time for everyone. So that's New Year's Day. Come on and join us, please. In addition, there were some contracts that were awarded that were routine, and there were also one, for example, maintenance on our generators, which we so depend on in times when there's no power, and a contract renewal for the company that in fact manages and monitors our computer-driven temperature controls here in the municipal building. You'll recall back in 2011, 2012, we in fact repaired and spent a significant amount of money upgrading the heating and cooling system in the building, which was totally non-functional when I got here. And part of that was this particular process. The outside temperatures, the ambient temperatures are measured. The computer will set the heating or cooling that's necessary, and it takes a certain amount of management and maintenance to see that that runs as it should all the time. That contract was taken care of last evening also. There were some change orders that were approved for the Breakneck Road project, as well as the Upper Plateau Murphy Court project. All of them were reductions in cost, which is always nice to hear. Most times when you read about change orders in local government, it's because the price went up. In the case of 3 of these, the price did not go up, it actually went down. I also would like to call out that Council President Brian Lynch made us aware that Saturday the 13th at 10 a.m. in the Glenwood Cemetery, the Glen Meadow Middle School will be doing a Wreaths Across America for the veterans buried in that cemetery, and you're invited to join us. That's 10 o'clock on Saturday the 13th Hope to see you there, because I will be there. I'll be right back.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curamin is your answer. Curamin is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curamin and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, and Valley Paint and Hardware. Come in, we're local.
Welcome back. Kind of wrap up on the activity from last night. We also had some transfer resolutions, moving money from accounts that we didn't have to use all the money in and putting it into accounts that we may not have budgeted enough for. It was a minor amount of money out of our $22 million budget, if my memory serves me right. That's routine every year. In November and December, the state allows us to make those kinds of adjustments, and we have done that. I can tell you that the budgetary process for 2015 is in fact moving ahead, and you'll be hearing more about that from me as we go into the new year and present that budget to the council for their consideration. But the work is being done, and I think that the result will be good news, as it has been, as you've come to expect from this administration. I believe that we'll begin to, or continue to be able to develop and deliver the services that you want and that you look for, and be able to do it without having to drive the tax rate up. So we'll talk more about it in the future, but that work is ongoing at the present time. There was a first reading of an ordinance that will allow for the increase in the cost of dog licenses by $3. Ladies and gentlemen, it's only the second increase in dog licenses since the origination of the Vernon Animal Control Center in 1975. It will bring a license, I'm told, to somewhere around $12 for a spayed or male dog, and I believe it's $3 more for an unspayed. That compares favorably with all of the towns around us. In fact, most of them are at the state allowed maximum, I'm told, which is $25. So nobody likes to see a fee go up, but in all candor, the costs of what we're doing have been raised a bit, and we support much of it through the tax base, but we feel as though the people who have the dogs and generate the need for the service also should help shoulder it a bit too. And so hopefully you will understand that effective on the next solicitation of animal collar licenses, that price will be up up $3. I'll be back in just a minute.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curamin is your answer. Curamin is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curamin and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, and Valley Paint and Hardware. Come in. We're local.
Welcome back. I actually had hoped to have an additional person join us today to talk about some of the things I'm going to talk about next, but unfortunately with the weather being bad the way it is, that person's working from home, and so we'll have them on at another show. But I do want to take this segment of the show to address some of the talking points, I guess you would call it, of the people who addressed the Vernon Township Council last evening from the public comment section. In particular, Mr. and Mrs. Bob and Krista Gary wanted to know about several programs. One, Shop Vernon. I want to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about Shop Vernon. As a matter of fact, you can't help but notice, but behind me is a reproduction of the Shop Vernon credit card that is in the hands of now almost 2,000 Vernon residents. But you'll also notice that the Vernon Independent Retailers Association and the Vernon Chamber of Commerce are also represented, because for the first time in our township history that I know of, and I've lived here since 1978, all of the groups who are charged with the responsibility, or I should say the objective of improving the economic condition of Vernon Township and the businesses in Vernon Township are working together, and they're doing it on a plan that is having a positive impact. Now, I don't mean to imply by any stretch of the imagination that Shop Vernon is the here all, now all, fix the problem. It's not. But here's what it is. There are 1,900 plus people with Shop Vernon cards in their possession, doing business at approximately 20 merchants in Vernon Township. And I've had people say, well, I went places and they don't take it. Well, that's because it's not a mandatory program. It's one that is up to each and every business. And some businesses reach their decisions about change a little slower than others. But I think when it becomes apparent the impact of this program, it may change, and I hope it does, the minds of some of our merchants, and I'm going to explain to you why. We started this program in May of 2014, and as I sit here today, which is the 9th of December, we have in fact generated just under $200,000 of sales driven by the Shop Vernon card in the 20-odd businesses that are participating. And from that 190 some odd thousand, which the number is, it's in the 190s, we've generated over $12,000 in property tax reductions for the people who are using the cards. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that some of you think that, it should be every place and the like. That's not the way we do things here. It's a program that was offered. Some business people embraced it quickly. Others came to it a little slower. Others haven't yet. But I believe in time, when we see the results of the first year and what those sales will have meant to the 20 people or the 20 businesses that are participating, I think other local wise business people are going to say, man, I better take a look at this and start considering it as advertising dollars. If you stop and think about what you spend on advertising in your business, whatever it may be, if you were to transfer just 5 or maybe 10% of that figure to a discount for the people who have Shop Vernon cards, I'm telling you, you're going to experience an increase in your business. Talk to the businesses that are doing it. They'll tell you they are pleased with the results. So I invite our businesses to rethink, those who haven't joined, and I invite, in this holiday season, those people who have their cards to use them as much as possible in Vernon Township, and I invite those who got them and put them aside and they're somewhere in the junk drawer to get them out and use them during this Christmas season. Thanks. I'll be right back.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curamin is your answer. Curamin is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curamin and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, and Valley Paint and Hardware. Come in, we're local.
Welcome back. On the good news side of the ledger, the United Water Company will be pressure testing the underground water lines that were placed during the construction of the sewer this week, assuming that all is well. A contract will be brought forward to the council for approval for the United Water to buy approximately 40 to 50% of the existing water lines, because they're the ones that are in their approved area, BPU approved, and you have to have BPU approval in order to be a utility in New Jersey. The other lines will be dealt with at a future date. They're in an area where there isn't any great demand right this second for it. But what this all means is that tomorrow evening, being Wednesday, December the 10th, the Vernon Land Use Board will meet to, in fact, consider the application for the new CVS pharmacy facility at the corner of Route 94, Main Street, and in fact, bound on the rear of the property but by what will become Bank Street. I anticipate that everything is in order. Water will be made available for fire suppression and other uses within the facility. And that project will bring about a $4 to $5 million ratable, the first new building in Vernon Township's town center. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 15 years coming. Vision 2000 was the beginning of this, and we all know this is just the very small beginning, but it's nice to have that first step, even if it took us this long to get there. I'm proud of it. Follow what happens. Watch for construction in the spring. I'm told that it's their objective to be in their new facility before the next holiday season. So we wish them luck, and we know that they're going to be a great neighbor and will add to the beauty of our town center. I'm really pleased about it. Another issue that has been on the minds of people, and I want to address it, and that is, in 2012, I was very, very vocal about the creation of senior housing in Vernon Township. And in fact, Vernon Township, I want to report to you, has done absolutely everything that is necessary to make that happen. This project has been bottled up in the state government at the Council on Affordable Housing. They have refused at this point in time to sign off for whatever their reasons are. I am told that we are beginning to see some movement, but I want you to know that project is still alive. The owners and investors are still committed, and I just wish that Trenton in this issue would get its act together. Either do away with COA completely and allow us to go through the federal process using HUD, or make up your mind what it is that we need and give us the approval. We have seniors who are in need of this kind of housing, and they can't wait much longer. That message is being communicated to COA on a daily basis now from our business director and business administrator, Bill Zuckerman. So I just want you to know, I'm not saying it by way of excuse. I am telling you that these kinds of projects sometimes take a lot longer than any of us anticipated. This mayor hasn't quit, this government hasn't quit, and we're not about to. And lastly, I want to tell you that the appeal of the denial of reimbursement to our homeowners associations and lake communities by FEMA in regard to the Irene storm is about to be submitted for its final review. I will be keeping you apprised of how that goes, but I can tell you that a tremendous amount of work went into this, and we have every reason to believe that we can prevail and will prevail, and that will lighten the load of many of our neighbors in 2015 from the financial burden that they've been carrying in their lake communities and in their homeowners associations as a result of this national disaster. I'll be back in just 1 minute.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by the Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, and Valley Paint and Hardware. Come in, we're local.
Welcome back. I'd like to close this evening with the following. I spent the Thanksgiving Day weekend speaking to a lot of our residents who were very, very upset about the storm that took place on Wednesday, the day before, and the perceived job done by Vernon Township's DPW vis-a-vis the snow and the plowing. Let me say first that there were physical characteristics to this storm that were unique. They all are. A heavy, wet snow that fell very, very quickly. That was part of it. More importantly, that heavy, wet snow brought down trees and utility poles that in some cases our men from DPW had to come off the snow plows, go and saw the trees and open the road so that we could in fact move ahead and plow. I'm not making excuses. On the Monday after, Thanksgiving, I met in this office with Chief Randy Mills and with head of our DPW, Dave Pullis, and we reviewed the entire storm event. And here's some things I want to report to you because it's important, I believe. One, there were some 25 automobile accidents in the hours of the storm, and of the 25, 12 of those accidents took place on county roads. 3 of those accidents took place on state roads, which means that there were 10 on township roads, and of those 10, 5 occurred on the Warwick Turnpike. Why do I call that out? Because the Warwick Turnpike has always been a problem area for maintenance and management during a storm. Our trucks have to go into New York State, travel up a mountain, do their plowing, and then turn around and go back and get into the route of Decay Road and Ryerson Road and the northern Meadowburn Road, the northern streets and roads in Vernon. The time for that loop is about an hour, and it's great. So those are the facts as they occurred. For the very last time ever, I will not have to guess where our trucks are because beginning function on Friday of last week, every piece of equipment that Vernon Township has plowing snow is now tracked via GPS satellite. It is recorded. If you call and you want to know where the truck is or when they've last been there, they'll be able to tell you down to the minute. And I will have on my desk at the end of every event a report to be looking at where we succeeded and where we may not have succeeded and what we need to do to make it better. That's my commitment to you, an improvement in your service. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, and to all the rest of the folks, I hope that your holiday seasons are blessed. Good night.